Before I start going off and ranting, these words are coming from a true basketball enthusiast who has been following the NBA since a young age. Student of the game, analyzed and played in the high school varsity level, there was a span of years that I would watch almost every live game and analyze the best players in the league at that time, studying their tendencies, habits, and how I would guard them if I was put in front of them. Just like any high level of competitive sports, it gets deeper than the physical aspect and it becomes a game of chess. The NBA is fucking up as an organization and it makes basketball a lot less enjoyable to watch. I obviously do not work behind the scenes of the NBA as the business side of the association, but I am starting to put basketball on the side now and learn about other sports. The NBA will now just be a side chick, something or someone that I just check on here and there just to see if anything poppin' is happening. I'll come back to watch the playoffs if the series matchup is good, and probably also the finals just to see who the champion of that year is. Who knows, my opinion might not be the same in the future, but I don't see the NBA making any changes to fix these current problems. Let's start off with talking about the horrible officiating. I'm just gonna state this now and I'm gonna dive deeper into this a little bit later as I get into different topics, because this topic itself can be a whole nother video. We have the footage and you can't lie to us. There are many compilations on the internet of obvious calls that were missed or calls against the wrong team. And I see a lot of people debating on social media that referees should be fined for making bad calls, and they should, and this will hold them accountable for future mistakes. It is definitely not fair for the players and coaches to suffer from the referee's mistake. The league has definitely become soft now. I respect guys that play sports with an immense passion. You know what? I'll change that to any person that does anything in life with true passion. But it looks like these men in the league are becoming too emotional. I'm not talking about when they cry after winning a championship, more so about times when they might have gotten a little bit of contact on a play and the refs don't catch it. I had great coaches when I was young and they would harass the shit out of me. I'm talking literally purposely playing extremely dirty just to make my team and I mentally tough. And this is to teach us that people out there will play against us like that. So get used to it. And if they don't, then that makes the game a lot easier for us. So instead of these players hustling back on defense and trying to get the ball back, or it could be on offense, whatever, they run straight to the refs and start complaining. But now let's see the bigger picture. In my opinion, the game as a whole has become a lot slower than it has ever. But this is also balanced with the new era of volume three-point shooting. So that is why the eyes from a casual viewer may not see the difference. The officials are now calling fouls on guys just for breathing on them. Unless my vision is just getting worse, I do not see any illegal contact when these calls are being made. Let the players play and stop calling so many damn fouls. This is setting a standard for the league and now every player must adapt to it. Just be consistent with these damn calls. You can now tell that there are obvious signs of rigging game. This ties back to the terrible officiating that I mentioned earlier, and we have all witnessed this the past several years. Just to be nice, I'll leave it at that. Some calls are so obvious and they still get them wrong. You can even count the total amount of fouls for each individual team and compare. Mind you, we are talking about professionals playing sports here, and at the professional level, there is a very small margin for mistakes. Even the tiniest mistakes in a game can come back and haunt you as time closes down. That being said, when the officials have the powers in their hands and they take control, they can shift the momentum. And that one or two fouls called on you early in the game can change the entire dynamic of how the results were predicted statistically. Here's a quick example. If Jokic is in the game and he picks up 2 early fouls and he sits out for the rest of the first quarter, the opposing team now has a huge advantage to capitalize while he is not out there on the floor. If you guys have the time, there is a documentary on Netflix where a retired NBA official shares his stories about how he bet his own money on games and he purposefully rigged them. I'm sure there's always some sort of variation of rigging in all high-level competitive sports, but in the NBA, it is too damn obvious. The league definitely has its favorite players to the fans and the organization itself. They need to make their stars shine bright and make sure they continue to inspire potential upcoming players. The NBA needs to protect the current faces of their organization, but what's crazy is that some of these superstars don't even get that treatment. It's too inconsistent. Look at Steph Curry, man, so inspirational. Did you guys watch the Warriors versus 76ers game on February 7th? Steph Curry made a 4-point play just for it to be overturned when the coach challenged it. The worst part is that they deemed it an offensive foul for him kicking his leg out while in his regular shooting motion. I'm just gonna quickly mention this, but we all saw James Harden lead the league in free throw attempts for multiple seasons in a row. The love for the game is now gone, and this is the main reason why the NBA is dying. If you guys actually watch basketball, name a few players that actually devote their life into the game. Who are some of the players that are putting in extra work just so they can become great? There is currently only a small group of people, and on top of my head, the majority of them are international players. A lot of these young guys coming in don't even show it, and they don't live up to the hype since they came out of college. When I see someone's name get called as the first overall pick, I hold him to a certain standard. He should be #1 for a reason. LeBron James is an extreme scenario, but he lived up to the hype. And whether you like him or not as a player, you have to respect the career that he has and his love for the game. Even guys like Kyrie or Anthony Davis never became that franchise player to change their team. I mean, they're both really great players and I love their talent. I still have hope for Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves, and it's still too early to talk about Victor Wembanyama. The NBA is still the best basketball league in the whole world. I'm not taking anything away from that, and it is still heavily loaded with the best talents. I just want the league to be great again, and I know a lot of viewers, including myself, have not been enjoying watching basketball on TV. And America will most likely stay on top and continue to dominate other parts of the world. Unfortunately, in the current state of the NBA, I will be shifting my focus towards football now as my main sport, and I am extremely excited to watch the Super Bowl this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. My name is Albert. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos from me, and I'll see you in the next one.